It's a point of pride for the Bantam Fire Company in Bantam, Connecticut, a restored 1922 American LaFrance Brockway Torpedo fire truck.
It was originally purchased in the village of Millerton, New York, and it was used and housed by the Millerton Fire Department for a good number of years. At one point in time, they retired the truck, and I believe either one of their members or someone else bought the truck and to use it for other purposes or to save it. And it sat idle for many years. Back in the mid-50s, there's several of the firemen from the Bantam Fire Company happened to be in Sharon, Connecticut hunting. And they were walking through a field in a barnyard in Sharon and saw this truck in a lean-to. After examining the truck, they found that it was pretty beat up from the weather, but otherwise it was very similar to one that had been housed in Bantam many, many years prior. So they came back and spoke with the chief at the time and asked if they could purchase the truck for use in parades and memorials and so forth. And that's how Bantam acquired the truck, and that was probably in the mid-50s.
The 102-year-old fire truck has a hand crank starter and hand-operated siren. A rope stretches from the rear section to the driver's compartment and enables its bell to be rung.
This was called a chemical truck, and essentially it's like a big fire extinguisher. What's mounted on that, they're cylinders that house chemicals that were mixed with water, and the mixture would generate energy to force the water through the hose and apply it to the fire, and that's what this truck is. They weren't big trucks, they weren't fast trucks, but they were a step above horse-drawn or hand-drawn units. Originally it was hand crank, and it still will crank hand by hand. However, they put a 6-volt electric system in it back some time ago, so it has an electric starter in it now.
The fire truck is a handful to operate.
No power steering, no synchronized transmission. The brakes aren't as touchy as a set of power brakes in a new truck. It's very Spartan, it's very basic. So, but everything on it works that's there.
Well, almost everything.
The only thing that's non-functional is the chemical system on it. When we had the truck restored, they said, we could send those tanks out and have them recertified and everything. We said no, we have no need for that, and we don't want to get into the expense of that. But other than that, everything else on the truck works.
Bantam Fire Company Chief Ryan Litwin joined the department as a junior member in 2003.
And when I first started, the truck was not in the shape that it's in today. It was kind of an in-house restoration done back in the day.
But just under 20 years ago, it got a complete restoration.
So it's a point of pride. So unfortunately, it's not original to us. I think maybe if it was original to us, it would be even like a little bit better story. But for all intents and purposes, it's part of the Bantam Fire Company fleet now. And it's a tremendous point of pride. It's a beautiful piece. It's kind of one of a kind, and especially in the area, but even around the country, there's not many pieces of apparatus left like this. And so to anybody that has it, you owe it to the fire service to take good care of it. And it's certainly a head turner. We try to take really good care of it.
That's Ride Connecticut. I'm Bud Wilkinson, and please subscribe to Ride Connecticut's YouTube channel.